Did you know there's a very powerful cosmic reason why you've arrived at this video right now? Well before the new year begins? If you're an Aquarius, prepare your heart, because what I'm about to reveal could completely change how you enter this next cycle. And look, I'm not talking about simple coincidence. The universe has perfect timing, and when it wants you to receive an important message, it opens the right paths for it to happen. Aquarius, my dear, you are being prepared for something huge. But before all these blessings arrive, before this new year opens with all the good things the universe has specially set aside for you, there are 10 very specific things you need to do. They are not complicated tasks. They are steps of spiritual, emotional, and even practical preparation that will make all the difference between you merely surviving the next year, or you truly prospering, shining, and reaping everything that has already been promised to you in the stars. And do you know what happens if you ignore these guidelines? You'll miss precious opportunities. You'll enter the new year carrying burdens that should have been left behind. You'll repeat patterns that have already hurt you. And worst of all, you'll feel like things aren't flowing as they could. But don't worry, because you're here precisely to avoid all of that. Every minute of this video was prepared with great care so that you, Aquarius, can enter the next year light, strong, confident, and completely aligned with your higher purpose. So take a deep breath, because what I'm about to share isn't just a to-do list. These are spiritual revelations that will help you close cycles, open portals of abundance, and position yourself exactly where the universe needs you to be. Stay until the end, because the last thing I'm going to reveal is precisely what will seal all the others and ensure that you start the new year protected, blessed, and ready to receive all the best. First thing, free yourself from relationships that drain your energy. Aquarius, you who are an air sign, a sign of freedom, innovation, and elevated thoughts, need to understand a fundamental truth before the new year arrives. You absolutely cannot enter a new cycle carrying people who drain your light, who stifle your joy, who limit your dreams. And I know you are generous. I know you believe in humanity. I know you want to help everyone, that you have this enormous heart full of compassion and a desire to make the world a better place. But listen to what the universe is asking of you now. The time has come for you to be honest with yourself. There are people in your life who aren't walking alongside you. There are people who only show up when they need something. There are people who criticize your dreams, who mock your different ideas, who don't understand your essence. There are people who make you feel small, limited, as if you were too much or too little at the same time. And you, with your tendency to want to believe in the best of each person, end up tolerating it, end up giving them more chances, end up sacrificing yourself. But look what's happening in the heavens right now. The planets are moving in a way that favors your liberation. This period before the new year is a sacred portal for closing cycles. It's the perfect time for you to let go of what no longer serves you. And when I say let go, I don't mean you need to fight with anyone. You don't need to make a scene. You don't need to send long messages explaining everything. Sometimes letting go is simply walking away in silence. It's ceasing to be available to those who are never available to you. It's ceasing to invest emotional energy in those who don't value it. You'll feel such a great relief when you do this, my dear. It's like carrying a backpack full of stones and finally taking it off your back. Your energy will return. Your joy will be reborn. Your thoughts will become clearer. And most importantly, you'll make room for new people, people who vibrate at the same frequency as you, people who truly support you, to enter your life next year. The universe is already preparing beautiful connections for you. It's already aligning special encounters. But as long as you're stuck in toxic dynamics, these blessings can't reach you. It's as if the door is closed. So this first task is about making space. It's about honoring your own worth. It's about recognizing that you deserve to be surrounded by people who celebrate you, who encourage you, who truly love you. Take a sincere look at these days leading up to the end of the year. Examine all your relationships, romantic, friendships, family, and work relationships. Ask your heart with complete honesty, who is truly adding value to your life, and who is merely occupying space that should be free for something better. Trust your intuition because it never deceives you. And have the courage to make the necessary choices. Because freedom, my dear Aquarius, is your greatest gift. And you cannot enter a new year chained to it. Second thing, forgive yourself for everything that didn't go right. Now I need to talk about something you might not even realize you're carrying, but it's there, deep down. Aquarius, you're hard on yourself. You demand a lot from yourself. You have this brilliant mind, full of incredible ideas, full of innovative plans, and when things don't go as you imagined, you blame yourself. You keep dwelling on it. You wonder where you went wrong, what you could have done differently, why you couldn't achieve what seems so clear in your mind. And look, I understand perfectly. You're a visionary. You see possibilities that other people can't even imagine. You have a special connection with the future, with what can be created, with what can be transformed. But sometimes, my dear, life doesn't follow the script we write. Sometimes things take longer than we'd like. Sometimes paths close because there are better paths waiting. Sometimes what seems like failure is just divine redirection. Before the new year arrives, you need to make peace with everything that didn't go as you wanted. You need to look back at this year that is ending, and instead of focusing only on what was missing, what didn't work out, what you didn't achieve, you need to recognize how much you grew. Recognize how much you learned. Recognize that every experience, even the painful ones, even the frustrating ones, brought you wisdom. Remember that project you started full of enthusiasm that didn't go anywhere? It wasn't a failure. It was a lesson about timing. Remember that relationship that ended and left you heartbroken? It wasn't a waste of time. It was a lesson about what you truly need and deserve. Remember all those attempts that seemed to lead nowhere? They prepared you. They strengthened you. They showed you what you're capable of. Even when everything seems to be against you, the universe is asking you now to let go of guilt, to let go of shame, to let go of that voice inside your head that constantly demands perfection from you. You are human. You are here to experiment, to try, to make mistakes sometimes, to start over. And there is nothing wrong with that. In fact, that's exactly how the soul evolves. It is through challenges, falls, and new beginnings that you become who you truly need to be. So set aside a special moment before the year ends. Could be on a quiet day, alone in a place you like. Place your hand on your heart. Take a deep breath. And say to yourself, aloud or in the silence of your mind, that you forgive yourself. Forgive yourself for all the times you demanded too much of yourself. Forgive yourself for all the expectations that weren't met. Forgive yourself for being hard on yourself when you deserved compassion. Forgive yourself for not being perfect, because perfection wasn't the goal. The goal was always growth, evolution, and in that, my dear, you are being a success. When you truly forgive yourself, an incredible energy is released within you. It's as if a chain is broken. And then you enter the new year with a light heart, a free mind, ready to create new things without the weight of past self-criticisms pulling you down. If this message resonated with your zodiac sign, trust me, it's no coincidence. When the universe wants to speak to you, it sends exactly the right signal. And you're here because you needed to hear this today. Your contribution as a subscriber or member is what keeps these messages alive. Messages that touch, awaken, and transform lives. And if this video made sense to you, leave your birth date in the comments. Now let's continue with our video. Third thing, organize your finances and your relationship with money. Aquarius, now let's talk about a subject you often prefer to avoid, but which is fundamental for you to enter the new year with full force. Let's talk about money. And before you think this is superficial, that you're a sign more connected to humanitarian issues, to greater causes, to the common good, listen to this truth. Money is energy. Money is a tool. And for you to realize all those beautiful dreams you carry, for you to make the difference you so desire to make in the world, you need to have a healthy relationship with this energy. The problem is that many Aquarians have a complicated relationship with money. Sometimes you earn and spend without much thought. Sometimes you are too generous and forget to take care of your own needs. Sometimes you have brilliant ideas that could bring you financial abundance, but you don't put them into practice because you think that making a profit is something negative. And look, none of that is right. You can be spiritual and prosperous. You can help the world and have money. In fact, the more resources you have, the more capacity you have to do good. So before the new year arrives, it's time for you to take a face-to-face look at your finances. Sit down in a quiet moment and do an honest analysis. How much have you saved? How much do you owe? How is your planning going? Are you valuing yourself financially at work? Are you charging what your services and talents are really worth? Are you spending consciously, or are you letting money slip through your fingers without realizing it? It doesn't have to be complicated. You don't need to become an economics expert. But you do need clarity. Clarity is power. When you know exactly where you stand financially, you can make realistic plans. You can make better decisions. You can organize yourself to achieve your goals. And the universe loves clarity. When you demonstrate that you are taking good care of the resources you already have, however small they may be, more resources will come to you. Make a commitment to yourself. A commitment that next year you will have a different relationship with money. More conscious, more balanced, more prosperous. Start by organizing what needs to be organized now. Pay off that debt that's bothering you. Cancel that subscription you no longer use. Save even a little to start a reserve. Value your work more. Don't be afraid to ask for what you deserve to receive. And there's something very important I need to tell you. The money you will receive next year is already reserved for you in the spiritual realm. It has already been set aside. But for it to manifest in the material realm, you need to be vibrating at the right frequency. And that frequency has everything to do with respect. Respect for the money you already have. Gratitude for the resources that have already come to you. Organization and how you handle these energies. When you enter the new year with your finances at least minimally organized, your bills paid, and a mindset of abundance instead of scarcity, you open a powerful portal. And then you begin to see opportunities you didn't even see before. Ideas that can generate income start to emerge. Better proposals begin to appear. Because you are ready. You are prepared. You are vibrating at the right energy to receive. So don't put it off. Take care of it now while there's still time. Because when the new year arrives, you want to be free, organized, and confident that you're on the right path to the prosperity that the universe has already guaranteed is yours. Fourth thing, reconnect with your true dreams. Aquarius, you are a born dreamer. You were born to imagine the impossible and make it possible. You were born to think differently, to see beyond the obvious, to create futures that don't yet exist. But sometimes amidst the hustle and bustle of life, the obligations, the responsibilities, the expectations others place on you, you end up disconnecting from what truly makes you shine. You end up living on autopilot. You end up doing what needs to be done, but forgetting what you really want to do. And then, my dear, life begins to lose its color. It begins to lose its meaning. You wake up, you work, you fulfill your tasks, but deep down in your heart there's an emptiness. There's a feeling that something is missing. And what's missing are your dreams. Your true dreams. The ones that make your eyes shine. The ones that fill you with energy just thinking about them. The ones that perhaps you've kept in a mental drawer for a long time because someone said they were impossible or foolish. Before the new year arrives, you need to open that drawer. You need to dust off those dreams. You need to look at them again and ask yourself with all sincerity why you gave up. Was it out of fear? Was it because other people didn't believe in you? Was it because you yourself doubted your abilities? Or was it because life pushed you down other paths and you simply kept putting it off, until later became never? I'm going to tell you a very important spiritual truth. Those dreams that are in your heart aren't there by chance. They were placed there by the universe itself. They are divine seeds of real possibilities for your life. And when you ignore those dreams, when you live a life that doesn't reflect who you truly are, you are not honoring your purpose. You are wasting the precious gift that is your unique existence on this planet. So grab a piece of paper or open a file on your phone, it doesn't matter, and start writing. Without censorship, without judgment. If you could live any life, do anything, be anyone, what would you choose? Don't think about money, don't think about obstacles, don't think about what others will say. Just dream. Dream big. Dream with details. Dream as if everything were possible, because guess what it is? Maybe you've always wanted to write a book. Maybe you've always wanted to travel to specific places. Maybe you've always wanted to change careers. Maybe you've always wanted to start a social project. Maybe you've always wanted to learn something new. Maybe you've always wanted to have more time for your passions. Whatever it is, it's valid. It's important. It's yours. And after you reconnect with those dreams, choose at least one, just one, to start taking steps towards next year. Doesn't have to be giant steps. It can be tiny steps. But it needs to be movement. Because when you start honoring your true dreams, when you stop living on autopilot and start living with purpose, your whole life changes. The universe conspires in favor of those who have the courage to dream and act towards their dreams. Doors begin to open. The right people begin to appear. Opportunities multiply. And you feel alive again. You feel whole. You feel like yourself. And that's exactly how you need to enter the new year. Connected with who you truly are and what you truly want to create in this life. Fifth thing. Heal your outstanding emotional wounds. Aquarius, you are a sign of brilliant minds, quick thinking, and sharp intelligence. But sometimes you use all that mental capacity to escape emotions. You intellectualize what you should feel. You rationalize pain instead of processing it. You prefer to think about the world's problems rather than look at the wounds within your own heart. And I understand, because feeling hurts. Sometimes it hurts a lot. But I need to tell you something. Ignoring pain doesn't make it disappear. It only makes it bury itself deeper. And those emotional wounds that you haven't healed, they affect everything in your life. They affect your relationships because you build walls to avoid being hurt again. They affect your choices because you avoid situations that might trigger those difficult emotions. They even affect your health because the body stores everything the mind tries to hide. And you can't enter a new year carrying those open wounds. You can't, because they will continue to bleed, even if you pretend not to see them. So the time has come for you to be brave. Brave to look inside. Brave to feel what needs to be felt. Brave to cry if you need to cry. Brave to allow yourself to be vulnerable, at least with yourself. And look, vulnerability is not weakness. Vulnerability is strength. It takes a lot of strength to face your own shadows, your own pain, your own fears. Think about past situations that still bother you when you remember them. Think about the hurt you still feel. Think about the disappointments that still sting. Think about the losses you never properly processed. Think about the traumas you swept under the rug. All of this needs to be seen. It needs to be acknowledged. It needs to be felt in order to be released. And you don't have to do this alone. Sometimes talking to someone you trust helps a lot. It could be a true friend, a family member who understands you, or even a professional, someone prepared to accompany you in this healing process. Don't be ashamed to ask for help. Don't be overly proud and think you have to handle everything alone. Even the strongest need support sometimes. There are also techniques that can help you. Writing about what you feel can be very liberating. Putting your emotions on paper gets them out of your chest. Meditation can help you calm down and connect with deeper layers of yourself. Breathing exercises can release emotional tensions that are trapped in the body. Release rituals such as writing down everything that hurts you on a piece of paper and then burning it, symbolizing that you are letting go, can be very powerful. The important thing is for you to do something. It's about you stopping pretending everything is okay when it's not. It's about you honoring your emotions, even the difficult ones, even the ones you'd rather not feel. Because when you heal your emotional wounds, when you truly process and release those old pains, you become lighter, freer, more whole. And then you enter the new year without those invisible chains holding you back. You enter it open to new experiences without the filter of old traumas. You enter it capable of truly loving, of trusting again, of opening yourself to life without so much fear. And that, my dear Aquarius, is one of the greatest gifts you can give yourself. Sixth thing, strengthen your spiritual connection. Aquarius, you're a sign that often gets too caught up in your head, too focused on the mental and material plane, forgetting that there's a whole spiritual dimension that also needs attention. And look, I'm not necessarily talking about religion. I'm talking about spirituality, about connecting with something greater than yourself, about recognizing that you are not just a body with a mind, but also a soul with a divine purpose. When you neglect the spiritual aspect of your life, when you live focused only on external things, on tasks, on obligations, you feel empty. Even if you achieve a lot in the material world, there is a hole inside you that nothing can fill. And this hole can only be filled when you reconnect with your spiritual essence. Before the new year arrives, make a conscious effort to strengthen that connection. It doesn't have to be anything complicated. You don't need to follow rigid rules of any tradition if that doesn't make sense to you. Spirituality is something very personal. It's about finding your own way to connect with the divine. However you understand the divine, can be through nature. Aquarius has a special connection with freedom, and nature is pure freedom. Walk barefoot on the earth. Feel the wind on your face. Look at the stars. Listen to the sound of the birds. Let nature remind you that you are part of something much bigger and much wiser than you can comprehend with reason alone. It can be through meditation or prayer. Set aside a few minutes each day to quiet your mind and open your heart, to converse with the universe, with God, with your spiritual guides, with the energy you believe governs everything. Share your concerns. Ask for guidance. Give thanks for your blessings. And above all, listen. Listen in silence. Because the answers come, but they come subtly. and you only perceive them when you are truly present. This can be achieved through energy practices. Reiki, yoga, Tai Chi, anything that helps you feel and balance your energy. Aquarius has a lot of mental energy, and sometimes this energy becomes concentrated in the head, causing anxiety, insomnia, and racing thoughts. Practices that move and balance energy help you to be more centered, calmer, and more at peace. Can be through spiritual study. You love learning, you love knowledge. So you study spirituality. You read books that expand your consciousness. You watch videos that inspire you. You immerse yourself in teachings that make your heart vibrate. The more you learn about the spiritual plane, the more you understand about life and about yourself. And there's something very important. When you strengthen your spiritual connection, you don't feel so alone, because you realize you were never truly alone. You are always supported, always guided, always protected by spiritual forces that love you unconditionally. And this realization changes everything. Changes how you face challenges. Changes how you deal with fear. Changes how you live each day. So don't neglect this area of your life. Take care of your spirituality with the same care you give to other areas. Because when you enter the new year spiritually strengthened, you enter with a solid foundation. You enter knowing that no matter what happens, you have an inner strength that no one can take away from you. And that strength will sustain you through any storm. Seventh thing, clean and organize your physical space. Now let's talk about something very practical, but which has enormous spiritual power. Your physical space, my dear Aquarius, is a direct reflection of your inner state. When your house is messy, when it's full of accumulated things, when it's dirty or disorganized, your mind also becomes that way. And your energy too. Everything is connected. Aquarius can sometimes be a bit detached from material things. You don't care much about organization. You prefer to live in the world of ideas rather than tidying drawers. And that's okay, it's part of your nature. But there's come a time now, well before the new year, when you need to pay special attention to the space where you live. Look around. Look honestly. Are there accumulated items you haven't used in years? Are there clothes in your closet that no longer fit? Are there broken objects you keep thinking you'll fix them someday but never do? Are there old papers, old magazines, things that just take up space? Are there poorly positioned furniture pieces that hinder the flow of energy? Is there accumulated dirt in forgotten corners? All of this is trapping your energy. It's creating stagnation. It's preventing new things from entering your life. Because energy needs to circulate. It needs to flow. And when the space is clogged with old things, with things that no longer serve a purpose, new energy has nowhere to enter. So set aside a few days before the year ends to do a deep cleanse. And I'm not just talking about physical cleaning. I'm talking about energetic cleansing too. Start by getting rid of what you no longer need. Donate what can be donated. Throw away what needs to be thrown away. Fix what's broken or discard it altogether. Free up space. Create emptiness. Because emptiness is potential. Emptiness is the promise of new things. Then clean everything very well. Sweep, mop, dust every corner. And while you clean, visualize that you are also cleansing negative energies, heavy energies, everything that has become ingrained there. You can put on some music you like, you can light incense, you can open the windows to let in fresh air. Transform the cleaning into a ritual of renewal. And then organize everything in its place, in a way that makes sense, in a way that is functional but also beautiful. Because you deserve to live in a space that pleases you, that inspires you, that makes you feel good. Doesn't need to be perfect. It doesn't need to be a decorating magazine, but it needs to be yours. It needs to reflect who you are and support who you want to become. There's a very special energy that happens when you enter a clean and organized environment. You breathe better. You think better. You feel lighter. And the universe notices this care you're taking of yourself. It notices that you're preparing to receive. And then the blessings begin to arrive. Imagine entering the new year into a clean, organized, fragrant, harmonious home. Imagine the peace that brings. Imagine the positive energy that begins to circulate. This is not luxury. This is not superficiality. This is honoring your life. It is creating a sanctuary for your soul. It is preparing the ground so that the seeds of the coming year can germinate in fertile soil. Eighth thing, establish healthy boundaries. Aquarius, you are generous. You are humanitarian. You care about people. You want to help. You want to make a difference. And that's beautiful. That's one of your greatest gifts. But there's a problem many Aquarians face. You have difficulty setting boundaries. You say yes when you should say no. You make yourself available to everyone but yourself. You wear yourself out trying to solve other people's problems while your own are neglected. And look, this isn't sustainable. You can't take care of everyone else if you don't take care of yourself first. You can't be strong for others if you're exhausted. You can't give what you don't have. And when you live without clear boundaries, you end up losing yourself. You end up becoming someone available to everyone except the person who really matters, which is yourself. Before the new year arrives, you need to learn to say no. You need to learn that it's not your obligation to solve everything. That it's not your responsibility to carry the weight of the world on your shoulders. That you can help, yes, but within your limits. Respecting your own energy. Protecting your own peace. Think about situations where you often feel invaded. Where you feel people overstep your boundaries. It could be that friend who only contacts you to vent, but is never there when you need them. It could be that family member who always asks you for favors but never reciprocates. It could be at work, where you always accept extra tasks, even when you're already overloaded. It could be in relationships where you always give in, always adapt, always the one who compromises. Identify these situations, and decide from now on that you will take a different stance. That you will have the courage to speak up about what bothers you. That you will defend your time, your energy, your peace. And don't feel guilty about it. Setting boundaries is not selfishness. It's self-love. It's self-care. It's recognizing that you are also important. When you say no to what doesn't serve you, you're saying yes to what truly matters. You're saying yes to your mental health. You're saying yes to your own dreams and priorities. You're saying yes to more balanced and respectful relationships. Because when you respect yourself, you teach others to respect you too. And there's something you might not know. The people who truly love you, who truly care about you, will understand and respect your boundaries. They won't be offended. They won't abandon you. They won't think you're selfish. Because those who truly love you want what's best for you. They want you to be well. They want you to be happy. And they recognize that to achieve that, you need to take care of yourself. But those people who get angry when you set boundaries, who make you feel guilty, who try to manipulate you into doing what they want, those people don't really care about you. They're just using you. And you don't need those people in your life. So practice. Start small. Say no to little things and you'll gain confidence. Notice how nothing bad happens. Notice how you feel better, more respected, more in control of your own life. And when the new year arrives, you'll already be more grounded, more centered, more capable of living according to what's right for you. Ninth thing. Celebrate your achievements and learn from the challenges. Aquarius, you have a dangerous tendency to always look ahead without recognizing how far you've already come. You're always focused on the next step, the next idea, the next challenge. And that's good to a certain extent because it keeps you moving. But it also prevents you from valuing what you've already achieved, from recognizing how much you've grown, from celebrating your victories, even the small ones. Before this year ends, you need to stop for a moment. Really stop. And look back. Not with regret, not with sadness, but with gratitude and recognition. Look at everything you faced this year. Look at all the challenges that seemed impossible but that you overcame. Look at all the times you fell but got up again. Look at all the tears you cried but that later dried, making you stronger. And also look at the achievements. They exist even if you don't value them as much. Maybe you managed to keep a job in a difficult year. Maybe you improved an important relationship. Maybe you learned something new. Maybe you took better care of your health. Maybe you helped someone in a meaningful way. Maybe you simply survived days that seemed impossible to get through. All of that is an achievement. All of that deserves to be celebrated. Take a moment to truly honor your journey. Make a list if that helps. List everything that went right, everything you learned, all the ways you evolved. And allow a feeling of pride to warm your heart. You deserve to be proud of yourself. You deserve to recognize your own strength, your own courage, your own resilience. And as for the challenges, the difficult moments, the things that didn't go as you expected, look at them with compassion, with understanding. Ask yourself, what did these experiences teach me? How did they transform me? What did I discover about myself through them? Because every difficulty carries a lesson. And when you manage to extract that lesson, when you manage to transform pain into wisdom, nothing was in vain. Sometimes the greatest gifts come wrapped in the worst moments. Sometimes you needed to go through that to discover strengths you didn't even know you had. to develop abilities that were dormant, to become the person you need to be to live the future the universe has prepared for you. So make peace with this year that is ending, with everything it brought, with everything it took away. Give thanks. Give thanks for the joys and also for the sorrows because both shaped you. Give thanks for the achievements and also for the losses because both taught you. Give thanks for every breath, for every day, for every opportunity to be alive and conscious on this planet. And when you do that, when you truly honor your journey instead of simply rushing past it to the next goal, something magical happens inside you. A feeling of completeness, a feeling that everything is all right, that you are exactly where you need to be. And that feeling prepares you to enter the new year not with despair or anxiety, but with confidence and peace. 10th thing, define clear intentions for the next cycle. And we've arrived at the last, and perhaps most important task before the new year, my dear Aquarius. After doing everything we've discussed so far, after cleaning what needed cleaning, healing what needed healing, organizing what needed organizing, now it's time to look ahead. It's time to clearly define what you want to create in the coming year. And look, I'm not talking about New Year's resolutions that we make excitedly and forget in 2 weeks. I'm talking about true intentions, real commitments to yourself, conscious choices about what kind of life you want to live, what kind of person you want to be, what kind of legacy you want to leave. Aquarius is visionary. You see possibilities. So use that gift now. Imagine the best possible year for yourself. Don't limit yourself. Don't put obstacles in your way before you even begin. Just dream. What would that perfect year be like? What would you be doing? Who would you be with? How would you feel? What changes would you have made? What goals would you have achieved? And after dreaming, put it on paper. Write down your intentions. The more specific, the better. Instead of saying, I want to be happier, say, I want to cultivate joy by spending more time with people I love, by developing hobbies that satisfy me, by taking better care of my mental health. See the difference? Specificity gives you direction. It gives you concrete steps you can follow. Divide your intentions into areas of life. Health. How do you want to take care of your body and mind? Relationships. What kind of connections do you want to cultivate? Career and purpose. What direction do you want to take professionally? Finances. What goals do you have? Personal growth. What version of yourself do you want to become? Spirituality. How do you want to deepen your connection with the divine? And after you've defined everything, do something symbolic with those intentions. You can create a vision board with images that represent what you want to manifest. You can perform a ritual where you read your intentions aloud to the universe, like a declaration of commitment. You can keep it in a special place and read it every week so you don't lose focus. What matters is that you give weight to these intentions, that you treat them seriously, because the universe responds to clarity. When you know exactly what you want, when you declare it with conviction, when you align your actions with your intentions, life conspires to help you. Opportunities appear. The right people show up. Doors open. And you'll be surprised at how quickly things begin to manifest. But there's an important detail. Intentions without action are just dreams. You need to be willing to do your part. The universe will give you the tools. It will show you the paths, but you need to have the courage to walk them. You need to be willing to leave your comfort zone. You need to be open to change. You need to trust the process even when things don't go exactly as you planned. And trust, my dear. Trust that you are being guided. Trust that there is a greater plan unfolding. Trust that everything you have experienced so far has prepared you exactly for what comes next. You are not alone on this journey. You never have been. And next year can be the best of your life if you enter it prepared, conscious, aligned with your greater purpose. So to recap everything we've discussed here today, my dear Aquarius, you have 10 sacred tasks to complete before the new year arrives. Free yourself from relationships that drain your energy. Forgive yourself for everything that didn't go as planned. Organize your finances and your relationship with money. Reconnect with your true dreams. Heal your unresolved emotional wounds. Strengthen your spiritual connection. Cleanse and organize your physical space. Establish healthy boundaries. Celebrate your achievements and learn from challenges. And set clear intentions for the next cycle. Each of these tasks is a step toward becoming the best version of yourself. Each one prepares the ground so that the blessings already reserved for you on the spiritual plane can manifest on the material plane. And I know it may seem like a lot, I know you might be feeling a little overwhelmed thinking about all of this, but take a deep breath. You don't have to do it all in one day. You have these remaining days until the end of the year, and you are capable. You are much stronger, much wiser, much more prepared than you imagine. The universe believes in you. Your spirit guides believe in you, and I believe in you too. You were born to shine. You were born to make a difference. You were born to live an extraordinary life. And it all starts with the choices you make now, with the courage you have to look at yourself honestly, with the willingness to do the necessary inner work, with the faith that better days are coming. So make a commitment to yourself. Make a sacred pact that you will enter the next year differently, lighter, freer, more aligned, more aware, stronger, and above all, more yourself. Because that's what the world needs. That's what you need. That's what your soul has been asking for so long. And if you've watched this far, if this message touched your heart, leave your birth date in the comments. I want to know that you are committed to this transformation. I want to know that you received this message and will put it into practice. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Activate the notification bell to receive all the content I prepare with so much care for you. And if you feel that these messages truly make a difference in your life, consider becoming a channel member. Your contribution keeps this work alive and allows me to continue bringing spiritual guidance to illuminate your path. The next year is waiting for you. It's waiting to be the best year of your life. It's waiting to surprise you. It's waiting to show you what you're capable of. But for that to happen, you need to be ready. And these 10 things I've shared with you today are exactly the preparation you need. So go with faith. Go with courage. Go with the certainty that you are exactly where the universe needs you to be. And that everything, absolutely everything, is aligning for your highest good. Trust the process. Trust yourself. And above all, trust in the unconditional love that the universe has for you. A huge hug to your heart. And may the coming year be filled with achievements, joy, health, prosperity, and lots of light on your path. Until the next message, God bless you. If this message resonated with your zodiac sign, trust me, it's no coincidence. When the universe wants to speak to you, it sends exactly the right signal. And you're here because you needed to hear this today. Your contribution as a subscriber or member is what keeps these messages alive. Messages that touch, awaken, and transform lives. And if this video made sense to you, leave your birth date in the comments.